Hi guys, it's me again doing a live. I'm just waiting for a few people to come in, just to give them a chance before I start mixing and before I start opening my boxes. I've got 3 things today that Mr Postman's brought me. It's actually Mrs Postman. I must stop that. I must put Mrs Postman in my thing, because my postman is actually a lady. So I really must start putting Mrs Postman in rather than Mr Postman. Because 9 times out of 10 it's a lady that delivers to our house, not a man. And I hate really segregating, because women are just as capable of delivering the post as men are. But don't let me set off on that tangent. So I've had 3 things delivered. I think more know what most of them are, but it'd be nice to see what's come and what hasn't come. I'm doing a resin day today. I'm a bit worried about that mould. I'm hoping once you get the weight of the resin it will lie flat. But what I've done is I've put tiny flowers in this mould. You probably can't see, and I'll hold them up, but the reason you're a distance away is because I don't want resin on my laptop. And I haven't got a camera close, so I can't put the camera on. But what I'm doing is putting tiny, tiny little flowers on, single flowers, on the mat as a chest set. So the white will be the single flowers, and then the other square will just be clear. It's really sweet. I'm happy with the way it looks at the minute. So I've placed all the flowers. I've double checked it to make sure I've put everything in the right square, and so far looks so good. I've got the chess pieces here, so what I'm asking is some advice. Hi Jackie! I'm asking for some suggestions on what to do with the actual full moulds for the chess pieces. The half chess pieces that came with the board, what I've done is I've just put some white glitter in those, and I'm just going to leave them with white glitter. And then they can go with the purple set if I want them to, if you want to do a mixture of clay and white, or we can make another resin set in a different colour glitter. I thought with like a black glitter or just any colour glitter really to contrast with the white. I've got a little dome, my little dome that came yesterday from, hiya Mandy, a little dome that came yesterday with from Annie. I've got that ready with the dry flower petals. What I've done is I've cut the brown off and just put the red part of the petal in the base of this, and I've got the stamen that was hanging through the centre, so hopefully the stamen will come down and then you'll have the petals running around the bottom. So I'm hoping to see what that looks like. I might as well drop some like ink through the hole to get splashes of ink dropping down into the resin. So we'll see how that goes. I'll use the red. I'll get that out now. There it is. Is that red? There's red. So I'll get that out now, and we'll put some of that in so it looks like veins running down. So we'll see how that looks like, what that looks like. I haven't mixed the resin yet because I wanted to get my Mr Postman, and I don't want to leave the resin standing too long before I start mixing it. So here we go, Mr Postman, seeing as I've got 2 people in. We'll have a look, see what came. So this came this morning, and I'm not sure whether this is crafty related or not, so we'll see. Silicon Dragon mould. Well, that's tiny. Well, I'm disappointed with that. I paid £3.15 for that. It's tiny. Can you even see it? The dragon itself's gorgeous. I might do that today, but the mould is just tiny. There's a lot of detail in it. So we'll have to see how that turns out. So I'll get my colours out and we'll do some pigmentation on that. I think I'll do green. Actually, no, I won't. I'll do, there's my bubble goodies. I'll do one of the variegated, one of the two-toned, one of these two-toned mixes. It's got like a shimmer to it in 2 different colours. So let's do that now while we think on. I've got a paintbrush here, so I'm just going to paint in the dragon and its wings here. So what I do is I just paint the micro powder on the mould, because I think that A, you don't use as much micro powder and it just gives the same nice effect with the resin anyway. It gives just as much effect as if you mix the resin in. And especially when you're working with a small piece like this, flattish piece, it gives it, I feel personally, it gives it, can you bring the, can you bring us closer to you? Not really, Mandy. Although I can try. I'm just frightened that I put resin on the computer. But what I'll do is I'll bring you here. Is that better? Can you see what I'm doing there better? If I lift you up a little bit. I'll put that under. Hang on a minute. Just a second, guys. Just a second. We'll see what we can do with you. We'll put that on there, lift you up a bit. There, can you see that better? I just have to make sure what the resin's actually standing on is going to be flat. There. Whoops. Can you see better now? Is that better for you guys? It's because my camera is with my husband and I can't do lives off my phone. So that's why you were as far away. But I hope this is more helpful. You'll be able to see what I've done. So I've used these tiny little, they're so small you can hardly pick them up. Tiny little flowers. Can you see those? And I've put those in the centre of every other square on the chessboard. I've used this micro powder, which is A34/06. It's Chinese, so I don't know what the colour is, but it's basically, it's like a two-toned bluey purpley colour. So what I've done is I've coated that little dragon, and that's the dragon. So it's £3.10 for that. I'm disgusted. Can you see it? The detail on it's really good, but I'm really disappointed in that. But never mind, we'll see how it works. Don't forget, guys, I'm looking for suggestions on how to do the chess pieces for this chessboard. So let me know what you think I should do with that. I'm just trying to make sure everything's flat. I can move this way a bit. Pull up there, down there. There we go. So the bits where I put the molds are actually flat. Sorry, it's a fine art, you know, this resin work. So that was that. So I paid £3.10 for that. Postage and packing was, no, £3.15. Postage and packing was free. But I'm a bit disgusted with that. It came from Cynthia Lally in Leicestershire. So that's that one. Then we have this one. And this came from Amazon. And as usual with Amazon, it's more packaged in more than one bag. If you hear whining in the background, it's like, oh, he's floated the pheasant. If you hear in the background, it's my daughter's dog. Oh, these are supposed to be large acrylic blocks. I don't know if you can see them. And there's a set. I've got one about that size. This size I was really looking for. And there's the small one and then a round one, which is ideal. So I've got some acrylic blocks. I just wanted a few more. So that's the acrylic box, and you can use them for all kinds of things. Oh, let me just pull this chair forward a bit. Oh. And then we got a big box. So let's see what's in the big box, guys. Let's see what's in the big box, because Mr. Postman came. Hi, Dean. You all right, my lovely? And Annie, nice to have you here. I'm looking for suggestions, guys, on what to do with my should I do them, my chess pieces, should I do them glitter? Should I do them just a plain colour? What colour should I do them? Right, now then, this is some moulds, I'm pleased to hear. This one is a Star Wars mould. Stop whining. He's whined since you dropped him off at 8 o'clock. So this is a Star Wars mould, and it's got the depth. No, these are the two robots. So I can't remember the names, but you know what they are. There's the two robots. So I'm going to do those. So one's orange, and one was just white and blue, wasn't it? So what I'll do is I'll maybe paint those afterwards once I look into the colours. So that's one. And then there's this one here. So let's see what we've got in this big bag of goodies. Again, I think it's a Star Wars themed set. So we have Han Solo in the stuff. We have small ones and we have a large one, so we can make key rings or little magnets of that one. Then we have, thought this would be a good set for kids. Then we have the Death Star. We have what's his face? Darth Vader. We have the little ships, the little fighters. We have another one of those with smaller ones of CPO. And then we have, Buddy, it's a bus gone past. Stop it. And then we have that, which is the white head for the men. I'm not very good with the names for Star Wars, but I thought I've got a friend of mine. I'm just gonna how can I mute, because this is a business phone and I don't want to listen and hearing. I don't know how I can do it. Anybody know how I can mute the? Oh, there. Hi guys, sorry about that. It's just a business line and people leave their addresses and telephone numbers on it, and I don't want obviously that information to get out. So if the phone rings, I will mute. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing those. I'm going to do the 3PO and the other little orange one. I can't remember his name, so I'm going to do those today. But I thought they'd be nice for kids who are into, well, even adults who are into Star Wars. We can make key rings out of them. I'm planning on hopefully doing some, once we can get up and running again, with the little craft style stalls. We have in one of the local towns a market, a market that sells all kinds of stuff, but it sells craft as well. And I'm hoping to be able to get a stall on that. So that would be good if I can... Sorry, I'm just having a drink. That would be good if I can have a stall out. I want a variety of stuff, things like the emojis, the chess sets. I'm thinking of getting the domino set that And he does, what is R2D2? Oh, that's right, R2D2. That's the robot, isn't it? What's the other robot called in the newest ones? The little orange robot? And then the CPO is the orange guy, isn't it? The brass guy. Then there's Han Solo, Darth Vader, the new, and what do they call the white men? The space, you know who I mean, don't you? The ones who are all in white, they're like drone things. I'll just put my scissors away. So that's all the post that's come today. So I've got lots to keep me busy. I'm going to do the robots today, and then I'm going to have a go at hand painting them. So I'll possibly do them in a white. Resin. So let's get started because we're going to be busy today. So let's start. I'm just going to put my mouse over there out the way. Troopers, that's the one. Annie, are you a Star Wars fan, my love? Oh, I need my gloves. Just a second, I'll get some gloves. Can you stop floating Nibs' toys? My house looks a mess. Well, it is, and that's because we're decorating the kitchen. Stormtroopers, that's it. And you're not a Star Wars fan. And take my glasses off now that you're closer. I hate wearing my glasses. I should wear them more often though. I need a new pair. I need to go and get my teeth seen to. I need to get my hair, my eyes seen to, and I need to check my ears because I cannot hear a word people are saying to us, and it's driving the kids mad. Right, so let's get started with the mix. We'll do a fairly big mix because I've got a Bulldog here I want to do as well for a friend. And what I've done is I've mixed some silver grey with some blue and made a mix up for the coat of the Bulldog. And I've also done some white. So what I'm going to do is put the white in first, then add the blue, and then add a little bit of white over the top so that it sort of blends together. And we'll see what that looks like, because the Bulldog that I'm doing it for is called blue, and it is blue. So I'm going to do a 200ml mix. So this is the resin going in. I love this jug better than the last jug I had because it's easy to see on the side of it because it's painted on the outside. So it's 2 to 1. So I want 100 of this. Take it up to 300. Now I was going to do the chessboard first, but it won't sit quite flat. I have to move it this way, and I'm frightened then that I'm going to, tell you what, we'll move these pieces over here. We'll just have a shifty round, guys. We'll just have a shifty round. And we'll put the chessboard over here because it's nice and flat over there. I'm going to make sure that all the pieces are in the right holes, which that one isn't. It wants to go there, and there's one there that wants to go there. We want them in the centres as much as possible. That one wants to go over there. Flip to the next one, moving it around. Right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. Right. So we need to mix this. And we're going to mix it for approximately 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. So that's 20 past. So then Your son loves Star Wars. You've never seen Star Wars, Dean? Oh, you're missing the old ones. The original ones were so funny. I loved watching the original ones. The newest ones, they're all right, but I'm not as keen on them. My husband likes to watch them. He's seen them a few times. And my brother-in-law loves them. Your son likes it, Mandy. Well, if he fancies a little key ring of anything that I've made, just let me know and I'll send you one. BB-8, that's it. The white and orange robot was BB-8. So I've got BB-8 and I've got C3. What? No, I've not got CPO. What do they call them again? Let's just let me go. R2-D2. So we've got sorry, I don't know what happened then. C3PO is the robot that talks a lot, isn't it? Then you've got R2-D2, which is the little white one with the blue bits on. Then you've got BB-8, which is the little orange one. Well, the molds that I've got are R2-D2 and BB-8. We've got Han Solo, who, when he gets put in that preservative stuff, and then we've got some Darth Vader heads, some Stormtrooper heads. Your interconnection was down. All okay now. Did you say much about the acrylic blocks? How much the acrylic block? I didn't say how much the acrylic blocks were. I can't remember, but I'll look it up for you, Jackie, and I'll message you and let you know how much they were. I'll send you the link, actually. That might be the easiest thing to do. And put everything that I'm doing today, I'll put on Twitter as well, so that my Twitter fans can see it. Don't forget my competition. Anybody who mentions the word mandala, or you can just, as Mandy said, just put me in the draw. But I prefer, if you could mention the word mandala, that would be great. And the option is anything that I make from resin. You can have a couple of pieces of my resin or my polymer clay stuff. You can have a choice of diamond. Will you stop? A choice of diamond painting. It's up to you. Please excuse those horrible dogs barking in the background. One of them's mine, and he's not too bad. He only barks when somebody comes past. But the other one, well, the other one is just a pain in the butt. It's not my dog. It's my daughter's dog. He's lovely. I love him to bits. But once she goes out, he whines something terrible. Bits in my resin. I don't know why, but I'm taking them out. So he whined something terrible, and he's whined this morning from the minute she left to starting to settle off now. But we'll see how long it lasts. And they're out for a while. So my daughter's managed to get a day off work. My other two have Wednesday off anyway. So they're all gone for a girly day out to Flamingo Land. So that should be fun for them. Because Flamingo Land's not that far away from us. BRB. Dogs can just be like toddlers. They're so needy, aren't they? This one's Slooky Cross. He's an absolutely stunning dog. But, as I say, he's very needy. Very, very needy. So I'm just stirring this slowly, trying not to get any bubbles in. So what are you guys up to? And has anybody brought any thought of any suggestions of the colours I can do my... Do I leave them blank? Do I put my chess pieces in? Do I do them in glitter? Do I do them... What colour glitter do I use? Do I do them plain resin? Do I colour them? If so, what colour do I do with them? Should I put some of the flowers in? I've also thought of layering them so that I can put like a layer of glitter and resin, then a plain layer of resin, then a layer of glitter and resin, and then a clear layer of resin to see how that looks like. I don't know. I'm really at a loss. I don't know what to do. Right, that's mixed nicely now. So it's gone nice and clear. We've been mixing for about 3-4 minutes. So let's just clean this off. Put it down there, put that in the bin, get a fresh wet wipe out ready. And let's start pouring. So I'm going to start pouring in the middle. I'm going to have a spatula ready in case any of the flowers move. And what I'm doing is I'm going across the blank squares, which means they're less likely to move the flowers. Because if you pour it on top of the flowers, then the way the resin moves can sometimes cause the flowers to move. But as I'm going across the blank squares, it's going to take all that resin, and I might take more. Yeah, it's going to take more resin. Let's just get that a nice clear flat and make sure the flowers are all. So that was a 300 gram mix for the chessboard, and it's going to take more. So we're just going to make sure all the flowers are in the right holes, because we don't want the chessboard to be off kilter. Right, so we've got 2, we've got 4, we've got 6, we've got 8, we've got 6, we've got 4, we've got 2. I'm looking at the diagonal lines to make sure that they all the flowers are in the diagonal lines, because I think that's better than going on checking it out. We've got rows then. We're also making sure all the flowers are flat and they're facing up. And then we're going to start mixing some more resin to top that up with. So we'll do another 300 gram mix. Yeah, I'm thinking of colouring them in the right colours, but Annie, the thing with resin is that it moves around too much, so that it may not stay in the places that it's supposed to. So what I'm going to do is just do it in a plain resin or a white resin and then paint it, because that's the easiest way to do it. The only other thing I could do is just do them plain. And then we're not losing anything then. Again, we're going to leave it for about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, just stirring. So, you're back, Rosie. Annie, did you go anywhere? Thanks for the likes and the art and the retweets to my creations on my Twitter. You're making some lovely stuff, Jackie. It's great. I really like some of the things that you're making. I mean, some of it's not my cup of tea, but that's just my personal taste. They're still absolutely amazing things that you're making. Lisa, my more do you have to do? the small squares first, then cover the whole board with the squares up when the squares are cured. You have to do the small squares first, then cover the whole board when the squares are cured. No, with this one, it's cut out, and so you do the whole mould. You don't have to do the squares first, the way it is, because it's like the squares are cut in. It's difficult to explain it. I'll have to show you when it's done. But it's not done so that, because there's one square that's got slightly raised up edges and one square that hasn't, and around the edges, and then you've just got the edge board that goes all the way around, and then the edge is actually thicker than so it's going to leave an indentation in the top where the lines are to have, but the whole board's going to be flat on the bottom. Please tell me what your cup of tea is and what your cup of tea isn't. I don't understand the question. Oh, what my cup of tea is. Ah, right, I understand what you're saying now. What kinds of things I like. I like the way you did the animal frames, but they're not my cup of tea. They're not something I would hang in my house, but I still loved the idea of them, and the way you did them. So those were one of them that weren't my cup of tea. But I still liked the execution. I still thought it was a lovely idea. So that was one of them. I can't remember the others I retweeted. I'll have to have another look. What I'll do is I'll maybe put that in my tweet. It's not my cup of tea, but I really love the way you've done it. And then you know which ones I'm talking about. I can put that in the tweet. I just don't like putting anything negative on tweets or on any comments, because it can maybe affect some people. Are very sort of influenced by positive or negative comments. So I don't like to make very many negative comments. There's something I would sort of do it privately and say, do you find you might find doing it this way, or you might find doing it that way. I know I get a lot of comments off Annie, which I really, really appreciate. She's so helpful. And, you know, she does it in a way that's so, I love, she's so helpful. She's made me so I like to think that I'm being the same with others. So I don't like to leave negative comments. And I hope any suggestions I make are always done in a positive way. You know that? Do you know what I mean? Do you know, understand what I mean? I'm not very good at putting across what I think. What's going in my head doesn't always come out of my mouth, unfortunately. I did some of my diamond painting yesterday. You're always happy to have. That's always what I say on my channel. You know, please leave a comment, and positive criticism is always welcome. Because you only learn through other people's criticisms, don't you? They telling people telling you what they like, what they don't like. I've had some morphine today, guys, so if I'm a bit slow or I'm slurring a little bit, that's the reason why. So please excuse me. It's the fibromyalgia's playing up. So I'm struggling a little bit. So yeah, so positive criticism is always good, and it's always welcome in my channel. And I often say, as long as you're polite and respectful, you can say what you want. Right, we've mixed that now again. It's gone nice and clear. So we're just going to top up this mould. We're going to make sure it goes to the top of the mould. And we're nice and level. It's supposed to be self-leveling this stuff. There we go. think they're about there. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then I'll dome it if we need to. Just make sure the flowers are all settled again. And in the places they're supposed to be. Hang on, that's supposed to be there. Supposed to be there. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. Excellent. Right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this mould to where I want it, and then I'm going to fill it, which is the sphere that Annie bought me. Thank you very much, Annie. I received it and I'm really pleased with it. So what I'm going to do is pour that. I think I should be able to move it. Pour that in their hole at the top. What I've done is I've put petals in the bottom, and I've cut the petals so it's only the colour is showing. And then hanging from the middle, I've put the stamen. So it looks like the cadence. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, once it's full, or nearly full, I'm going to drop some red dye in there. So we'll leave it there. I'm going to drop a couple of red dots of dye in there. And then I'm going to add the rest of the resin, and that should force the dye down. Well, and cause it to make veins. So that's hanging in the resin. Then we're going to move this. Whoa, I knew that would happen. Top it up because it's just leaked a little bit. Whoops. It's leaking, it's leaking, it's leaking. Huh. It's leaking, Annie. Right, we'll leave it there like that. And hopefully, it's still leaking. Hopefully that will. I'll put it on a silicone mat this time, so if it leaks, the resin will just peel off. Right, so it's really leaking. Try it again. I've sealed it a bit tighter. Now, there we go. Done it. I think that's it now. Right, let's fill this up. So this is the half resin pieces, the half chest pieces. Just shows a little bit, so we'll send it down to that little pawn there. I know I haven't, but I can't find my glue gun, Annie, and I thought maybe it would work, but it's not. It's really not working. It's working worse than the last one did. I think elastic band might work around it better to keep it together. Or I might in future do it in 2 halves. I'm keeping an eye on it, watching it. I think what I'll try next time is an elastic band, because I can't, as I say, I can't find my glue gun. I don't know where it is. I'll look for it, but if I can't find it, then I'll have to, I'll try using an elastic band, because I've seen that happen before as well, where people use elastic bands to keep the seal through there. It seems to be working now. I wish I'd done it last. See, I'm watching the thing, I'm not watching the mode, and I'm making it run over. Come on, Lisa, sort yourself out. There you go. Look at my little dragon. Finish these. Right, that's them done. Right, that's them done. So let's do our, let's mix, no, I want, right, I've not got enough in there to really, I'll mix some more, what shouldn't be. So I'll put that in there, which is the white. And I'll mix some more. That mould seems to have sealed now, Annie, and it's holding up. But we are going to have to dome it. But then again, it'll probably sit on the lamp better. The wooden stirrers that I have. Just stir in that white. And then I'm going to leave that a little bit. It should be fine for a little while. I've got a little bit of run time. And then we're going to fill this up again. We're going to do another 200 mix. You do the same, Jackie. Why is it? Probably because I need a new glue on. I don't think moving it after you have filled it is maybe the reason. Next time try filling it in place where it can cure. Yeah, I thought that would be, but I need to be over the top of it to really fill it, don't you? I will do that. That's originally what I was going to do, but it's now sealed there nicely. So I've obviously got the whole thing round. So we'll see how it goes. It's not leaked that much really compared to the last one I had. So that's not too bad. I'm going to do the Bulldog next, and then we'll do the CPOs and the R2D2s and the BB3 or 2 or BB8. It's a slow process, resin, when you making one batch after the other, because you don't want to make too many batches, because I mean you don't want to make too big a batch because it can go off quite quickly, and then you're like struggling, and it can just, I mean, that's what happened to me the last time. So we're just doing the slow process of mixing again. I will, Annie. I'll definitely do it that way next time. I'm just reading your message again. The only trouble is, once I do resin, especially this early in the day, it can take a while, but it can also be really quick. And then I'm stuck because I need this. This is the table I do all my craft on. So it's difficult to then do something else. So then I get bored. And then my mood goes down if I can't keep myself busy. But I didn't know what to do with my polymer clay, so I thought I'll just had lots planned for the resin. So I just thought I'll just do that and then see what happens afterwards. So I've got the little table in the front room, so I can always do some diamond painting in the front room. I might even do some clay in there. See how it works. It's just I don't like doing, I like to keep my work all, once I get my little, because my daughter's moving, I don't know whether I told you, but my daughter's moving to Scotland. And my two eldest, my eldest and my youngest, sorry, are moving to Scotland. So she has the little room, and what I want to do, they're taking her bed out because that's going with her, and what I want to do is kit it out. So I want two benches, like a desk and a bench in there, and then I want lots of drawers, cubby holes, storage units, things like that. And I've got a big chest that the girls made me for my last wedding anniversary to put my craft stuff in. So I'd like to be able to put certain parts of my craft in there. So I know where everything is. So I have a section for resin, I have a section for clay, I have a section for cards, I have a section for diamond painting, quilling, like cards and quilling, all paper craft. And I have a section for any other craft that I do. It's all separated out so that I know that if I want to do resin, all the stuff I want is there. But then another section where only extra stuff, like the things you add to it, like the little flowers, the micro powders, the inks, all of that is in another section, so that I know no matter what I make, I can go to that drawer and find whatever I want. And I think I'd be quite organised that way, because I can be very pedantic. Well, I am very pedantic at the minute about where things are and how things work. So there we are, that's our third mix. So we're going to add a little bit more to that white, and we're going to add the blue. Need a lot of blue and about half white. So half blue, half white, and then we're going to mix them. And we're going to start with the white and then the blue. So mix the blue in here. Give it a good thorough mix so you're getting a nice, that's just about the right colour as well. Because dogs aren't, when they talk about blue, they're sort of like a silvery blue, aren't they? And this is an English Bulldog. He's gorgeous. He's got like a white face, white paws, and a blue body. And he's called blue because he is such a blue dog. And they're called colour blue, don't they? But it's more like a bluey, silvery grey. So what I've done is I've mixed silver and I've mixed the blue and come out with that colour. And I think it's very similar. So we'll see how it turns out, and we'll see how the customer likes it. So I'm going to add the white in there first, and then I'm going to squidge it around to make sure it's in all the areas that I want it in, because the mould goes sort of that way, like a diagonal line. Then I'm going to add the blue. I'm going to add the blue for the main part of his body. And then I'm going to top it off with some more white. For his back paws and his back legs. And then I'm going to move that over there. And then I'm going to fill my turtle with white, because I've got a little bit of white left, and I've got my little turtle mould here ready. So I might as well fill him up. Stick him over there. Right, so I've got some white left, so I'm going to fill, I've got some blue left as well. So what I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is do the chest pieces in that blue. So I'll use the white up as much as I can in this. That's it. We've got one BB-8 done. So BB-8 is mostly white, and then it has orange, so that will work out quite well. What I'll just do is I'll just top him up with some clear resin and mix it in. Okay, and then I'll get my stirrer and just mix that clear resin in. And then move that up there. And then we'll look at this. And what I'll do is I'll just pour this into the clear resin. And we'll do a nice silvery blue. Chest set. The only trouble is there's only we're going to have to sort of duplicate this colour again for the which is going to be difficult, but we'll see what we can do. I know which colours are mixed, so that's helpful, and we'll just have to mix it till we get the same colour, because we're going to have to redo the bishop, the castle and the knight, aren't we? I think we've got one missing. Yeah, no, I'm not sure whether we should have a king and a queen, or whether that's the one mould. But anyway, we'll see. If I find it, I find it. If not, I don't. We'll just do double moulds, and then I'll add something extra on for the king. Okay. Just going to do a bit of clean up here on my silicone mat. Okay, I got these new silicone mats and they're brilliant. Right, might as well put these over here because this is where I'm hoping I've got enough resin. So let's have a go. We'll half fill each of them. What I've done is I've wrapped these. They've got a slit all the way down. So I've wrapped them in elastic bands. Try and hold them together so there's no leakage. So what I'm going to do is half fill each one. And then if I need to do some more resin, I can just put clear resin in the bottom. But I think I'm going to have enough looking at it. Yeah, I'm going to have enough. Oops. Right. That's that one. That's that one. A lovely colour this. That's that one. Haven't quite sealed the edges of that one properly. This one's the same. I'm just going to move before I seal it, fill it properly. I'm going to move it up so that it closes properly around the top. And we have a proper seal. That means there's less sanding to do at the end. Okay, so that's all them done. And we still have a load of resin left over. So what am I going to do? I don't know what colour the Death Star was. Tell you what, we'll add a bit of dark black to this colour, and we'll do our Darth Vaders. So where is my, there it is, micro powder folder. And I've got some brown, bronze, some silver black in here somewhere. No. Oh, it's there. That's why I can't find it. It's because I had it out to use with the blue, because that's what I used with the this colour. So what we're going to do is we'll just add some more silver. Oh, this is silver grey. There we go. Silver black. Just add a good chunk of silver black to it. And stir it in. And some more. Need a fair amount in there. And then it'll give it a sort of metally look, I suppose. That'll do. Like a bluey black. Right, that'll do. So we've got that. So what we'll do is we'll open this mould and fill this mould. And then we'll do the Han Solo mould. If we've got much left, it's that will. So this is the Darth Vader mould. So that's that one done. So we move that just up there. And then what I'll do is I'm going to use the Han Solo mould. And we'll add a little bit of bronze to the mix as well. So let's see whether I can find the bronze. And there's pink. I know I've got a bronze somewhere. Brown. Coffee. Bronze. So add some bronze to the mix as well. Hi Dee, you alright my love? Sorry Dee, I had my mind, I was all sort of involved with what I was doing. I'm having some fun with resin. Some of it's been fun, some of it's been a bit of a nightmare. Just going to add a little bit more of the bronze to that. There we go. And then hopefully we'll have used the resin up and that'll be it. So if you, because you haven't seen most of it, Dee, what I've done is I've gotten some new moulds. Most of them are Star Wars moulds. I don't know what's happened, but that sphere mould started leaking again. And it was doing so well. I'm going to try and fix it once I turn everybody off. There we go. So we've got a dark bronzy mix. So we'll make our Han Solo. So I've got some Star Wars. I've got Han Solo. There's a hair in there. When he's been put in that stuff. And then I've got some Darth Vaders, some Stormtrooper helmets, Darth Vader's helmet. I've got some BB-8, some some R2-D2s, Death Star, some little fighter jets, all big enough to do sort of key rings with. There we go, that's all the resin done. So I've got I've got 3 small solos and a large one. And that's it, done. Yay! So we've had one bit of catastrophe. I'm just hoping it doesn't spill over the edge of there. So I'm going to try and collect that resin in a little while once I get off camera. And that's it, guys, because I want to move the laptop out of the way. I've already got a couple of drips on it, and if I get it really bad, my daughter's going to go nuts, because although we paid half and half, it's more hers than mine. Although she is going to get one of her own, and I'm going to pay this one off so then I can use it. But that's everything. I'm going to put some new gloves on in a minute to clean up. But that's oh, I've just leaned in it. Look at the state I'm in. I've just leaned in the resin, guys. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, it's a nice sturdy mold, that, anyway. So I've now got resin all over my top, which is all right, because this top is just for crafty stuff. But I'll put a load of alcohol on it and stick it through the wash. So the only thing left to do really is get rid of the bubbles that have surfaced on the top, and I'll do that with a match in a minute when I go offline. So that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, watching my mistakes and all. And we'll watch again. The only main problem has been that sphere, and I think, Annie, I will have to find out some glue or try it with elastic bands, because the elastic bands have worked well on these, to see whether that helps. If not, it's going to be doing a halfy and turning it upside down. So I don't know. We'll have to look at it. But anyway, on that note, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please remember my day. Please remember my competition. Share that as much as you can. We've got the end of the day to sub to the channel before it closes. The actual competition. Oh, thank you, Annie. You are a star. You know something? You are the best person ever. Yeah, share a like. Please remember, the draw will be next Monday. So leave a mandala or I want to be in the draw in your comments. And on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, guys. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Bye.